Corner Time was established in 1992, May 1st. We took it down in 2002 and restored it back to its current condition, trying to represent 1909 in 2003. We added the soda bar as a complementary to the general population of the Bryan College Station area because the downtown area had a number of pharmacies at one time and they all had soda fountains, and it was an attraction for people to come into town when they were doing their business to get something to eat or get a treat at the soda fountain bars.
Can you tell me about your supplier relationships, like how many suppliers you have and how often you communicate with them and how often you order new products?
We have a number of different suppliers ranging from Soda Pop, Tristan Distributing, Peanut Man out of Giddings, Texas, Bluebell, of course, Cape Cod, and a number of other Howards. The list goes on. Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper, Sam's Club. As far as the merchandise itself, considering that we're a mall, we have a number of people that bring merchandise to us that we would consider to be the suppliers for the antiques and the collectibles.
Okay, thank you. I read online that you have a number of dealers throughout the state. How often do you contact those, or what do those relationships look like?
We're in contact with our dealers on a daily basis.
Wow.
Ranging from people contacting us, having something that they would like to sell, to pricing a piece of merchandise that somebody has come in that has spoken up with an interest on it, trying to negotiate the price, looking for extremely unusual items. We do a lot of research on merchandise that comes in that we don't know what it is, and we have to establish a market for it as well as a value. New products, it depends on how hard we get hit for which kind. The ice cream we order on a daily, not a daily, but a weekly basis. The soda pops and the beverages, that might be every 2 weeks. It varies. The rest of the supplies, it depends on how hard we get hit, what's going on the weekends. It's quite an active community. Things have evolved down here tremendously where the college campus is participating and coming down here on a regular basis. So it continues to grow, and it's kind of a hard one to ask, not knowing what we're going to be hit with, but we make orders on a weekly basis. Our dealers try to let us know what they're bringing in on a daily basis. We see all of them weekly at least. Sometimes we'll see them 2 or 3 times a week. They come in and they show us what they're bringing in to put in their booth. Sometimes they're bringing in by the boxload, so it's kind of hard to see everything that they are bringing in. We walk the store, keeping up with customers. We notice things that are coming in that we didn't realize. We have a want list of thousands of items, and with that said, our dealers keep us somewhat informed of what they've brought in. So we usually have an idea of what's here when somebody's coming in and asking for something specific. Everything's becoming more and more automated. That can be somewhat difficult because we're used to being able to pick up the phone and call our suppliers. Some of them are wanting you to go to nothing but internet, and I would imagine that is because they have an employee cut back on their end. We don't know the correct answer to that. Coca-Cola USA is hard. We can call them. We either get the order or we don't get the order. Once upon a time, we could call across the street and we would have one case if that's all we needed. Trying to fit in with some of the major suppliers is difficult because they're trying to force you into larger volumes. We're not necessarily needing larger volumes all the time. I look at if we had 1% of the population of the college campus, we could all be happy campers down here. 1%. 1%. I'm not looking for hundreds of people in here on a daily basis. It would be too chaotic. The challenges of not knowing what people are actually looking for this day and time has become a lot harder to determine what weekends will actually have a lot of business and what weekends we won't. So being more prepared for the unexpected busier times would probably be one of the challenges that we would want to try and adapt to. the business is tremendous.
Mhm.
It's usually more the soda fountain bar. However, now people are actually shopping on First Fridays quite a bit more. It's hard to find the balance of how to continue to satisfy the customers. We'd like to be able to see them come in here and not stand in line, but the lines get so long.
Mm.
It's part of the nature of the beast, as the old saying goes.
Buck mentioned several times that he can never really know what to expect when it comes to how busy they will be. There is a lot of variation in their demand, and this is a major challenge that they must address. Sometimes there are too few customers, and sometimes there are too many.
Corner of Time should improve their usage of social media. One way that they could do this is by using their Facebook group as sort of a buy-sell page where people can post what they want and dealers can see it. Corner of Time would be the middleman, and this system would allow for better matching of supply and demand through communication with the supplier's suppliers.
Haha! Currently, Corner of Time only has a Facebook group. It is used a little bit for advertisement, but usage of a Facebook page would be better due to the fact that they could pay a sponsor to have it show up on the individual people's news feeds. A lot of Corner of Time's business is their soda shop, especially on days like First Friday. This is how they get people in the door. They should focus on the advertising of the soda shop and other discounts and promotions. They could use the Hooked app for promotions. This is an effective way to get people to try restaurants they wouldn't normally try. Another app they could use is Pocket Points. This allows students to build up points by not using their phones while they're in class, and then redeem these points for discounts at businesses.
He mentioned dealers bringing in boxes of products and not really knowing exactly what they were bringing in. He said he keeps track of what they have by walking the store and getting an idea of where things are. He also said that they have a wait list of thousands of items. Buck talked about how everything now is done online and much more automated. He misses the days where he could call the vendor and ask them to bring him a case of soda and actually get to talk to a person.
The store has a back room that did not appear to be utilized very much. This could be used for receiving inventory, taking it out of boxes, and recording what they have received from the dealers. We recommend they implement a method of inventory management similar to the Dewey Decimal System that is used in libraries. Items would be categorized and subcategorized using a system of numbers. This would allow the Buchanans to keep track of everything that they have in an organized manner. This could also be implemented as a strategy for store organization by assigning stock keeping units to items. They could be scanned or the code could be typed in upon checkout in order to have an updated system. This would help both Corner of Time and their customers, as everyone would be more accurately informed of what the store actually has in stock. By organizing the store with the system, space can be used more effectively.
Buck mentioned that their suppliers, specifically the soda shop suppliers, try to get them to agree to larger contracts. They are hesitant to do this for a couple of reasons. One is shelf life and another is physical space.
Some items have a long enough shelf life that the store could order larger quantities ahead of time. If Corner of Time implements the organizational technique mentioned earlier, they will have more space that could be used to store products. Ordering more supplies at one time would allow them to take advantage of economies of scale, achieving them lower cost and saving money.